My name is Jessica Brennan, and I am your professor for this class, Principles and Practices of Teaching Young Children. You're welcome to call me Jessica, and if you're not comfortable referring to me by my first name, I ask that you call me either Dr. Brennan or Professor Brennan. Either one, all three are perfectly fine with me, but I prefer that you don't call me Mrs. Brennan because it's factually incorrect. I'm not married, and even if I did get married, I'd still be Dr. Brennan. So I'm sorry I can't be there with you today. As I mentioned in my announcement last night, the email that you would have received from me, I am in Michigan because my nephew had brain surgery on Friday. We initially thought I would be back Sunday night, but they had to postpone his surgery by a few days, so I had to extend my trip as well. And while I'm really sad about not being there to meet you all on your first day of class, I'm super thankful to Professor Lee for agreeing to cover this class for me today and help get you introduced to how this class is going to run. And I look forward to meeting with you next week. So I just wanted to provide you a short video where you could meet me, and also I could introduce you to the Canvas system that we use for this class. So even though it's not an online class, we are a face-to-face class, we still use Canvas in order to communicate and to turn in your assignments and find your reading and so forth. So if you haven't used Canvas before, even if you have, it can sometimes be a little hard to find your way around in the beginning, but it's actually a really easy computer program to use. So don't let it stress you out too much if it seems a little overwhelming in the beginning. By the end of the semester, you'll be a pro at basic Canvas. So let's start first with what I just said. I said you received an announcement or an email from me, and hopefully you did, but if you didn't, it might be because of the way notifications are set up. So anytime I need to communicate with the class as a whole, I will be sending an announcement. An announcement will be in Canvas, and you can also set notifications to send announcements to your emails. And that's what I highly recommend you do. Sometimes the messages are inconsequential, like don't forget to bring such and such. But more often than not, when I am sending the messages, they're pretty important and involve whether or not you should come to class the next day and so forth. So it would be nice to set up your notifications. The way you'll do that is when you are on the Canvas homepage, which are the homepage for this class in Canvas, which you'll find in your Canvas shell, you choose the area over here that says account. Yours might not have a little picture of you, but mine does. And when I click on account, it brings me to a lot of different options. I'm going to choose notifications. And you will see that on my Canvas, I have announcements set up to email me. I'm going to recommend that you set it up that way as well, and it's going to email your school email address. So you need to stay on top of your school email address because that's where most of your communications will be coming from. You can make some decisions about some of the other notifications if you want to make changes to those, but the email or the announcement one is the one that I think is most important. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this class. I'm going to go to dashboard, and then my dashboard will bring up all of the classes that I am involved with right now. And so we will go to 101, and we're right back where we started. So if you choose not to set up notifications to receive announcements, you can at least know that the most recent announcements will always be on the home page. And if you need to go back and find older announcements, you can click on the announcements tab. I'm going to move this into view as student so that you get something similar to what you're going to see on your own computer. Also, you'll see in the we have a to-do list on the right hand side, and announcements also post there. so do your assignments. And so you can click on these assignments to go and learn more about them, or the area that I think is a better way to access it is to go to modules. And once you go to modules, you will find these different areas. So the first module that I have is your Start Here module. And this serves like your syllabus. There is also a syllabus linked in here. But it's really good to go through and read each of these pages individually. So I'm going to start from the top with Course Introduction. And I recommend that you read through this information. You will find that I repeat myself quite a few times, but often when I'm repeating myself, it's because it's extremely useful information. Once you scroll down to the bottom of this page, my head is in your way. Okay, move my head there. You'll see this little button that says Next. And I find Canvas is easiest to navigate when I press next, almost like I'm flipping through the pages of the book. Let me go to the next page of the book. So here is information about me and my background. There's a picture of me. There's a picture of my adorable dog. These are my nephews that I'm currently in Michigan with right now. This little guy, Logan, is the one who had brain surgery on Friday, and this is his older brother, Colin. He's 8. And this is a picture for me where I am not dressed like a pirate as I was above. So again, you just kind of click through, and that's going to give you all the information that you really need. Also, you'll see here when it says syllabus, I tell you can take a look at this link, and when you click on that, it's going to open a different page which shows you our liquid syllabus. This is just a website that has information that I would typically put on a paper syllabus, but I do it online so that we can update it as we go. There's some good information, again, mostly repetitive from the Start Here module, but another place to have it. And then also these buttons down here, which will take you, if you click on them, I'll click on Success Team first, and that's going to take us to the MJC webpage, which talks about the School of Language Arts and Education and the information that you might want to find out about the different programs there. Okay, let me hop back to the class. All right, so the Start Here module has all of these different pages, and then at the bottom there are 2 assignments to complete for this module before coming to class next week. One is the Student Information Survey, which is really easy. You get 10 points just for taking it, and the information is all about you, so you know the information off the top of your head. The next one is the syllabus quiz. That is 10 questions worth 1 point each, and they are based completely on the Start Here module and the syllabus. And I have it set up so that you can take it as many times as you want until you get a perfect score, because it's more important to me that you know and understand the information than it is that you earn points. So I'm perfectly happy to give away 10 points, even if you have to take it 10 times to find the right answers. We also have these open discussion forums. We don't tend to use discussion forums very much in this class since we're face-to-face, but you will notice on this page, Course Policies, Contact Your Instructor and Peers. It gives you information about how these discussion forums can be a nice way to communicate with your peers. And then finally, I have week 1 up. Week 1 is, the way I count the weeks is we're meeting today, which is Wednesday, and so week 1 is this Wednesday to the following Tuesday night at 11:59 p.m. That's when your assignment is going to be due. And so you have 2 assignments other than the syllabus quiz and student introduction survey that will need to be completed. You have your reading notes and your journal. I'm going to click on the reading notes first, and I will show you. One thing I neglected to mention about this is that your textbook in this class is free. This is a zero-cost textbook. And so I provide you links to your reading every week. That means you don't have a physical book. You're welcome to print out your links if you'd like, but that's how we keep this as a zero-cost textbook class. So this week I ask you to read chapter 1 of Principles and Practices of Teaching Young Children. There are two ways you can do it. You can click on the link, which is going to open a preview of the PDF right here. Eventually, of course, it would go slow while I'm making a timed video. I'm going to close out and just ask you to believe me that it will bring that up because I only have 4.5 more minutes that I can record. But the other option is you can press this arrow and when you click that, it will download the chapter to your computer. And so if you want to be able to save it, that's a good way to do it. If you're going to be printing, I recommend that you download and print from there. Now, each week you'll have different readings to do, and each week you will turn in notes on your reading. And so people often ask me, well, how do you want the notes written? Do you want bullet points? Do you want paragraphs? Do you want direct quotes? Here's what I say. I do not care how you write your notes. I want your notes to be useful to you. What I do want is the fact that you're actually writing information that you're reading in your own words. And the reason is there is a lot of evidence in psychology that when we go through the process of handwriting or even typing information that we've read into our own words, we commit it to a different part of our memory. And so this is a learning technique. It also demonstrates to me that you're staying on top of your reading. So you're welcome to handwrite them and take a photo to upload, or you can also type it. Whichever note-taking is going to work best for you. I'll scroll down, you use that next button that I told you about and go to the second assignment. Typically we'll be doing journaling in class. That will count as your participation points in class. Some of them will have other things that will count for participation points too. But since we couldn't be together on week 1, I decided to give you a little bit more time to think about this. And I want you to write one paragraph to the prompt, explain what brings you to the field of early childhood education. The reason you're doing this is to kind of think about what brings you here to this classroom, what you are hoping to do with it, and also gets you started on something called a teaching philosophy, which is a paper that you will be writing at the end of the semester. So this gets paragraph 1 of that paper out of the way. There's no right or wrong answer. You're going to get points just for completing it. It is based on your own experiences. So I think that's about everything. Again, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to meet you all in person today, but big thank you to Professor Lee for showing you this video and also the documentary that you're going to be watching after this, which is called No Small Matter and really talks about the importance of early care and education for young children and their development. Even though I'm not there right now, I'm more than happy to answer any emails or phone calls or any questions you have. So please reach out if you need anything, and I look really forward to meeting you all next week. Bye-bye.